Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be the weekly reading for twin flames and soulmates currently in separation for May 7th through the 14th. Please keep in mind that these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, masculine and feminine stand more for energy than gender, so again, apply it as it may fit to your situation. That also goes for, although I don't, that also goes for the people in the card, much the same way King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles is for these, again, because we have same-sex couples, etc. So if it sounds like you, it's you. If it sounds like them, it's them, regardless of the gender, again, of what's on the card, or, again, masculine or feminine. And you may also switch from one side to the other, depending on whatever energy is most prevalent in you at the time. What was I going to say? Oh, if you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. Please check out as well below in the description box if you care to link up on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, because I do daily polls there as well. I haven't done it in the past week because I haven't been feeling well. But if you would care to get daily messages, you can link with me on those other accounts. Is there anything else I want to throw in? And I guess, no, I don't have to say it for this. When we will clarify with the Sibilis, if need be. And of course, I will refer to my notes as I do with all my stuff, because again, these cards can hold so many meanings, and I'm trying to give people as many different messages as possible, reach as many different people as possible. So bear with me if I have to look at my notes there. So here we have, what's the overview, or what's kind of the situation for the week. This up top here is advice. This is what the masculine is thinking, what are their thoughts, feelings, hopes, everything over here. And this is the why. We've got justice reverse. This is the why. Emperor. This is the why. Same for the feminine. Advice, advice, advice for them both. And this is what is needed in order to bring a resolution, or bring the two of them together. Now, as always, most of my readings are again geared towards people that have already met, been together, been through a cycle, and lots of people looking to reconcile, into the next phase of the cycle. But this again could be two people in totally different situations and have yet to meet each other. So again, it could cover many different things, but generally it's for people that have already been together but are now separated and seems to be wanting to reconcile, or somebody's wanting to reconcile. So let us see what we'll be dealing with. Well, let's check the overview first. We have to the sea. Sorry, to the sea. This card has come up quite a bit over the past few weeks, and it's kind of like the Six of Swords. It's like kind of moving on to calmer waters. To the sea, being in the flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. The Oracle's message: isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. Relationship message. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Prosperity message. Everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into that flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents and abilities, and most important, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflected in the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness. You can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. And protection message. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn how to flow. Even when the tide is going out, relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. So that, as I said, kind of reminds me of the Six of Swords. It's like going with the flow of life, leaving things behind to move forward to new things. And also, when things don't seem to be coming together or going the way that we want, maybe that is meant to be your time to kind of work on you. Repair oneself. Also mentioning here about, your beliefs about abundance of money. You need to address that. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents and abilities, most important, your core beliefs. Prosperity consciousness. This, reminds me too of there's constantly this finances and career card that comes out a lot. Codependency cards come out a lot. People entering into codependent relationships, to have somebody kind of take on the financial aspect of their life, their responsibility, putting that on someone else or being dependent on someone else for that. A lot of people have financial karma that they need to work through in this life, to learn how to be more independent, or at least a equal contributor financially in a relationship, and again be able to be doing something themselves. Maybe there's something here that you're meant to do, and it involves somehow utilizing your talents, your gifts, your work. If you have a divine mission that you meant to do here, it's like Spirit keeps trying to get you to get on that, or to look into what that might be, and start manifesting in that area as well, because you have to have the 4 areas covered to be really in balance: spiritual, health, relationships, and finances. So all of our focus being in one area throws the other areas out of whack. So they have been kind of reiterating the codependency issue, in regards to financial codependency, entering into relationships for those reasons. Again, that's karma that needs to be transcended, that stems from wounding as well. And also, some people might not be applying themselves as far as what they came here to do. And maybe if you've been feeling in your job, very mundane, day to day, not happy, it's because maybe you're meant to do something else, something that again requires you to utilize your talents, you know, maybe somewhere in the arts or with healing or whatever it may be for you. So, and about the relationship thing, you know, I feel it's kind of like trying to encourage people to let go of control issues, which stem from, again, the wounding, the karma. Um, Also holding on to the old cycle, what happened for those people that are looking to reconcile, um, seeing if there can be some kind of common ground that's made. If two people are, again, willing to put in the work and effort on themselves, on the relationship, resolving the issues of the past so as not to repeat them, to install trust again. Again, this requires work, not just words, and not even sometimes actions. It's consistency, it's effort, it's every day, not just to get back what you got. It's or you'll lose it again. And if you're not dealing with the stuff that caused the relationship to fall apart to begin with, it's going to disintegrate again. That's why these talks for people that are looking to reconcile are so important. You can't sweep things under the rug. You can't downplay stuff. You can't minimize things, because obviously, if it was enough to end a relationship, then these issues were very real, very hurtful, and they need to be addressed. Especially if you're looking to gain back trust of someone whose trust you lost, whose respect you've lost, and possibly whose love you lost. All of that requires, again, patience, understanding, genuineness, honesty, accountability, effort, consistency, to allow, again, things to unfold naturally so you can see if there is any long-term potential. Because we have here 5 of Swords and 10 of Swords. So I already know that it was something that was painful. And again, it's scary enough to open your heart to someone new where there is no history, let alone with someone who you have a history with. So again, those talks need to be had, but see if there is a way to come to some kind of common ground. But again, it takes two people. And honesty too. No more pride. No more lying to cover up lies. No more trying to make it seem like whatever we did wasn't so bad. It's acknowledging another person's pain and suffering that you may have caused. Don't minimize that, because when you minimize that, you minimize them, how they feel. And that doesn't make a person want to give you another opportunity to do some more of that. That's why, again, know with what you're dealing with. For those people that are reconciling, know what you're dealing with. Get all the facts. Lay all the cards out, again, no pun intended, before you deal again. And if it doesn't seem like it would be a wise thing to invest in, follow your intuition. That's my advice. Because again, not everybody's going to get back together. Not everybody should. Unless, again, you see genuine growth in another person and somebody who is trying to show you that they have changed, that they have learned, and that they're not going to do what they did before. You know, it's all about the lesson. If they didn't get the lesson, you'll know just by the way that they're approaching you. So that's the To the Sea. Again, covering a couple of different areas for you. Now, what we have here is the Sun reversed. This is the theme or what's kind of going on. And we have the High Priestess. Again, this coincides. this row here coincides with this. We have the World in the reverse. And then we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Now the Sun, you know, upright, it's everything you ever want. It's happiness, success, positivity, vitality, you know, joy, abundance. It's also illumination, and freedom. You know, has nothing. This little naked boy got nothing to hide. Riding the horse. You know, it's just, again, shining a light on everything that's been perhaps hidden. But in the reverse, it's, you know, depression or temporary depression, you know, or feeling a lack of success, or finding it difficult to see the positive aspects of a situation, setbacks that may have damaged your enthusiasm or optimism, questioning whether or not you can really achieve what it is that you want, especially if we're dealing with people reconciling. You know, who knows how long you've been apart? Who knows how that interaction has been since you've been apart? Again, if you've been met with the same old, people still behaving the same way that they had, or, you know, whatever has kept this, it's probably, it turned a lot of feminines off. Because again, minimizing, trivializing, lying to cover up lies, especially when the person knows that it's a lie, you just make yourself look worse. Again, but it's the person's pride, or else you're dealing with a narcissist. But, you know, whatever it was that the masculine was doing backfired for a lot of them. And it caused, again, the feminine to become turned off. Felt like, you know, that this was just not something that is worth my time and effort anymore. And a lot of masculines are feeling that loss now. So perhaps this is where, you know, the depression comes in. A lot of masculines are trying to find their way back. And for the feminine, even in considering reinvesting in something, they're finding it difficult to see how any positive outcome could come about, because again, what they've been met with, it hasn't given them any hope. And perhaps again too, depending on how long it's been, people fall out of love. You know, so you know, nothing grows in a garden that isn't tended to, that isn't watered. You know, and for many people it might just feel completely dead. So how do you revitalize that? You know, again, not everybody's going to be able to rekindle something, because again, it's just truth. But again, the Sun in reverse is about feeling sad and depressed or left out, reluctant to proceed, you know, no enjoyment, not feeling like there'd be any emotional fulfillment in this situation. Direction of one's path may be distorted, again, not sure kind of what to do. Again, sometimes when you want something for so long, or you keep fighting for something and do it for so long, and you feel like you're the only one, eventually you get tired of doing that. And again, people lose interest. They don't even want to invest anymore. They just become so burnt out that the idea of it is just not even appealing. And it says obstacles that can be removed, but it will take more effort. Unrealistic perceptions, not a good sense of capabilities. Again, not feeling confident, not being honest with yourself. Again, some things that might need to come to light. Not being truthful to yourself or other people. Again, still some deceptions might be lingering. It's also a need for a reality check. So some people might need to check themselves or direct themselves. High Priestess, it's about perspective. It's about intuition as well. Um, Higher knowledge. It's wisdom, serenity, understanding. It's the veil of awareness. It's spiritual enlightenment, divine knowledge. Again, perhaps the guidance that one has been receiving from the universe. It's for the male or the masculine energy. It's the masculine needs to learn their feminine side. And the feminine, again, is all about emotions, opening up, expression, or they will fail to grow. For the feminine, it's needing to trust herself and to stand in her feminine power. It signifies life changes. So again, for the masculine, it's like if you don't get this lesson as far as, opening up, a lot of masculines have a fear of that, then you're going to miss an important lesson for yourself. And this is also about darkness coming to light. Again, something needs to come out. Perhaps not having all the information yet, still feeling a little bit in the dark makes one feel uncertain, or it could be even fear of the unknown. And also to try to have, and this is understanding again the reason why things happen, trying to see things again from the spiritual perspective of the lessons that needed to be learned for your growth and betterment. Again, to try to understand why things happened, what needs to change. And the world, again, speaks about cycles. So it's gaining that wisdom in order to end a cycle, to truly let it end. Because it could be, a lack of completion here, a lack of closure, especially because it's a to be continued, so to speak. But something needs to happen first in order for it to be continued. And that has to do with the individuals, again, gaining some other perspective or understanding, or again, something needs to come to light within themselves or from the other person. This is also about travel, too. Could be at a distance, city, state, country. So perhaps there's a delay in travel as well. Maybe somebody's needing to travel to see someone, to try to reconcile. It's also, again, lack of closure. Lack of closure preventing a new beginning. Again, needing to still release some things, release the pain from the past cycle. Not taking all the steps necessary in order to achieve one's goals. This could be in anything, career, this relationship as well. It's also at asking you to not fear hardships or challenges, but to rise up to them. Again, so the cycles can end, let new ones begin. Things left unsaid, people left hanging. Again, people don't like to be sitting around waiting, wondering, eventually, again, People get tired of no resolution being made, really. So they kind of move on. That's why for some it might be more difficult to reconcile than others, because again, depending on how long this has been going on. There's also a need to communicate here. There's also possibly feeling frustrated because there's a delay. Again, a lot of masculines dealing with money issues. Some might need money in order to travel, so there could be that frustration with that as well, uncertainty in regards to that as well. When, how, etc. It's about needing to have devotion, patience, perseverance. It's to not give up. And then 10 of Swords is 10s are about completions or the end of something, And the upright, it deals with betrayal, a lot of pain. Something that was very painful and difficult. But in the reverse, it's releasing that, recovering from that, again, trying to heal from it, so that we can let go of this old cycle. It's also needing, again, to see things from a different perspective, or we've come to a different perspective because of what we've gone through. Getting rid of previous attitudes of what's important. Again, some masculines realizing how much they messed up, what they lost, realizing what's important, realizing now I should have said this, I shouldn't have done that. A lot of masculines are having a lot of regrets. This is also thinking worst case scenarios, creating fear and anxiety, therefore not taking the steps that we need to take in order to move along our path. Still carrying the wounds from the old situation. Again, needing to deal with them and release them. Needing to bring things to light. Needing to have a different perspective and understanding. Now with the masculine is thinking, feeling, and all of this stuff, we have the Emperor. And then we have the Justice reversed. So of course the Emperor, perhaps they were being like the Emperor. Stubborn, rigid, still trying to be controlling, still trying to do things their way. But again, it backfired because this side wasn't dealing with the same old anymore. It was like you either got to start opening up and being real and being honest, or I'm not dealing with this anymore. So perhaps it's a need also to gain self-control, to be self-governing, trying to get one's shit together, basically. That's also somebody who's acquired wisdom through their experience. Realizing the consequences of their actions. Gaining intellectual heights. Challenging, again, previous thoughts or perspectives on how we do things, how we are. Again, if we're acting like the Emperor, we're not going to get anywhere. If there needs to be a little bit more of a flexible attitude, or especially if it comes to flexible with one's ego, and that's someone who lies to cover up their lies, someone who doesn't like to be accountable for their actions because they're afraid of how that it's going to make them look bad if they admit, yeah, I did A, B, C, D, as opposed, but instead they try to make it out, this is somebody who's trying to control, again, control the mess. How do I put it? Control something that is out of their control. Because truth is truth. And you can try to deny it or deflect it or sweep it under the rug or whatever it is, but truth is truth. And it's not going to get you anywhere if someone is looking for the truth, or looking for you to admit the truth, or again hold yourself accountable for lies, deceptions, all this stuff, to show some kind of growth potential, or that you're capable of empathy. Our words and actions don't just affect us when we're involved with other people. So again, I feel like that's part of their lesson that they've been learning. It's all about, strategy as well. Trying to figure out a way, perhaps, of how to have things turn in our favor, because we got the justice reverse. And, that's about unfairness or lack of accountability, dishonesty even. This is like what I was just saying. Dishonest to self and others. Unwillingness to understand the deeper meaning of the why an event has occurred. Missing an opportunity for greater understanding of yourself in life. Not holding oneself accountable. Trying to dodge the bullet and blame others for your mistakes. A need to take responsibility. You're where you are through your own choices. It's a need to release judgments of self and others. Might need to be more flexible. Like I said, even like with the emperor. That's somebody who's not flexible. Unfair outcome, bias, failing to see the truth, needing to have a balanced view. Again, see things from other people's perspectives, not just your own. A lot of masculines were looking at it, well, the ends justify the means. I needed a place to live, so therefore I jumped into another relationship. Again, for all the wrong reasons, to fill voids and meet needs. But again, not realizing the effect that might have had on this person and on this side. And even how unfair it is to the person that they jumped into. Again, it's needing to check oneself, what one's karma is, what one's wounding is, and to stop being that way. Learn the lessons. What are these repeated scenarios and experiences bringing you attention to about yourself? Again, it's learning from these mistakes, holding oneself accountable, because you hurt yourself, you hurt other people, and that's not cool. It's not good. Nobody wins. It's just leaving a trail of destruction. So this is for the masculine. It's funny, it's like everything I was saying here, that's what came here. And why is the emperor in reverse? Well, we got solitude. Somebody's needing to reflect. It kind of reminds me of the hermit, needing to reflect on, again, how they were acting. Hidden enemy. Again, viewing how are we being our own worst enemy? How are we being deceptive to other people? What is it that we're hiding? The truths that we're not being forthcoming with, that we need to be. Again, reflecting on stuff. Because we know we made mistakes. Or we're needing to realize what the mistakes were and come clean about it. We got surprised. So somebody's wanting to communicate how they feel, what they've learned. Again, because realizing that how they were being was not serving their best interests and was hurtful to other people. So I feel like that, again, they're trying to show some growth and maturity here. Fair gray-haired man. And the master, this is about, the master is again, using a logic, head over heart kind of things. Again, taking a good look within, mastering oneself, taming our shadow side, realizing perhaps our controlling or abusive ways, because the master is also somebody who can be controlling or abusive, and controlling is just like the emperor, trying to control other people, control again childhood wounding, defense mechanisms, fear of things becoming out of our control. So we try to control our environment, control our emotions, control our partners, so that again we feel safe in whatever way that plays out for you. That could be again entering into relationships where all of our needs are met, but we're not emotionally invested, because again, we don't like to do that because we don't want to be hurt, but we don't want to be alone either. So again, karma, wounds, all of that stuff, needing to self-reflect, needing to recognize what is what is what, and what do I need to change. Again, those aha moments, mastering oneself, maturing through our mistakes, expressing, being able to express that, no longer again being our own worst enemy, really reflecting on things, and no longer being also an enemy to other people, doing shady stuff, lying, deceiving, using people again as ends for means. It's a need to change who we are, because obviously it doesn't work. Barrier for justice in reverse, because it's creating a barrier for ourselves, a barrier for things to change within our lives. Again, allowing cycles to end, allowing for change, transformation, new beginnings, getting through this difficult time that we're in, that we've been in, the storms of our lives, weathering the storms, being able to again gain an understanding of the why things happen, and getting past that, embracing new opportunities for change. And there's hope here, or they're hoping that there's hope in regards to a situation, hoping that they can get past the difficulties of the past, and then wanting to have faith, but again perhaps fearing that all hope is lost, or that they're needing to have faith. Maybe they're feeling like it's too little, too late, too much damage has been done, unsure if things can change, if things can turn out the way that they would like them to now, because again, maybe they're realizing how much they messed up, how much time they wasted. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. I should have said this when I had an opportunity to. I feel like there's a lot of instilled fear, because again, when you let something drag out too long, or you keep being the same way for too long, you do burn some bridges. People do get tired. Some people don't want to go back. So again, everybody's situation is going to be different. But just as the card said, if you can try to find a way to make some common ground, try to find a way to make things right, to learn from the past, and work together to heal the situation and move forward, and they're encouraging you to try to do that. Again, release the pains, use your intuition in regards to the situation, so that you can have the sun, so you can allow this new cycle to begin, so that justice can be had. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? For the feminine, what she's thinking, feeling, and all that stuff. We got 5 of Swords in reverse, and then we got the 10 of Pentacles. So, like I said, this is the one-upmanship card where nobody wins. Shady. It's not like the Five of Wands, where that's like petty arguments. This is like something that causes, again, a lot of pain for somebody. Because they felt betrayed, stabbed in the back, and perhaps this person thought that they were winning with the choice that they were making, that they were winning, so they weren't, again, willing to even give you the time of day in regards to easing your pain or holding themselves accountable for what they did, because, again, perhaps even at the time, they didn't think that they were going to want you back. Perhaps, again, at the time, they thought that this new situation was going to be their, I want to say their meal ticket, but their way, their new beginning. But again, a lot of masculines found themselves, and no matter where you go, there you are. And it wasn't going to be a new place or a new person. The same stuff was going to creep up, because, again, the problem is you, stuff within you, stuff that you were running from with this situation and just ran into to continue in with someone new, realizing that, again, what issues that are really at the root of things that need to be addressed, why we keep finding ourselves in the same situations, the same relationships, the same dramas, whatever it is. Again, it's because you are the same, and we attract what we resonate with. And that's why this side, because this side learned and grew and whatever, when they were trying to talk to you and was being met with the same old, again, we resonate with where we are. And that's why the two weren't on the same page anymore. And again, a lot of feminines moved on. But, there's obviously coming an opportunity now where this side is finally ready to whatever. But again, depending on your situation, some people might have a chance, some people might not. But of course, again, Spirit is trying to encourage you to, if you do have the chance, to try to make it work. Again, here with the Five of Swords, it's trying to be open to change. It's also wanting to release. People get tired too of holding on to the pain. Don't even want to think about it anymore. Like the feminine is kind of, whether it's moving on to be with somebody new, or even in regard, especially if you're talking about going back to somebody that's going to have to be healed. It's going to have to be released. Otherwise, it's just you're not going to be feeling it. You're not going to be wanting it if you're still holding on to this. So the feminine is wanting to release this. And this is even just for herself. Tired of holding on to the pain, tired of holding on to the anger, the resentments. The feminine wants a fresh start too. Trying to practice forgiveness. It's about restoring a relationship, putting things behind you and moving on. That's also conflict you can't seem to move away from. So again, you might still be going back to the anger, the resentment, the whatever, and it's tough. Again, it takes time. That's why this side has got to be patient. If you were the doer of the if you were the one that caused the pain and left and did most of the dirty work here, you're gonna have patience with this side. That's for sure. And you're gonna have to be really making an effort to show them that you're sorry and that you made a mistake and that you do want to work on it again. You need to show that. It's also fears of being hurt again. Now the Ten of Pentacles. This is obviously what she wants. She wants to move towards the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is the abundance card as far as everything. Family, career. Again, she's wanting to move towards that. Happiness, stability, fulfillment. Have some accomplishments even for herself. To really learn that independence that Spirit has been kind of guiding her to embody. That Queen of Pentacles kind of energy, the Queen of Wands kind of energy. something that she can feel proud of in herself, an accomplishment. Wanting a long-term relationship, a committed one, not wanting to stress about finances, creating foundations again that are going to be long lasting, long term, beneficial, that have equal give and take, that is again fulfilling. Now, and unless she knows she's going to get this, she's not even probably going to deal. Not into really wasting time anymore, or feelings, staying in pain, or hurtful situations with people you got to question if you can trust them, if they're going to repeat their previous actions. Now, the Five of Swords in the reverse, the why of this is we got the Lovers. Again, this is wanting a relationship, trying to make a decision in regards to perhaps forgiving someone, giving something another chance, or, hoping there can be peace, or wondering if there can be peace, trying to figure out, is this person part of my future, the rest of my journey, could this be a life partnership, or what direction do I want to go in, wanting to move forward, wanting to be at peace, move towards a stable relationship, because you've also matured through this situation, and you know what you want now. We have greed, and then we also have gain. You've gained a lot of wisdom, and you're wanting to move forward for sure, and go towards your heart's desire, what's going to make you happy, what's going to bring fulfillment into your life, and not wanting to settle for anything less. And again, if someone's coming back from your past, someone that really hurt you, you're going to need them to show and prove that they'd even be worth the investment again. There's a need for some kind of, not to say there won't be any bumps in the road, because not everything's going to be perfect from here on out. But it's again being very cautious in our decisions, because again, no one wants to stay in this anymore or repeat it. So there is some fear and worry if we're dealing with past people, or even for the future as well, because again, you just don't want to. But don't try to, don't think on the negative part of that, the fear-based stuff. Just focus again on what it is that you want, and try to think positive about it. Believe that you're going to have this. Make whatever efforts you got to make in order to achieve this for yourself. Again, financial, relationship, whatever it is, go for that Ten of Pentacles, that abundance and happiness that you want. And the Ten of Pentacles here, it's like because you're tired of being frustrated. You're tired of being, stressing out and worrying about love, about money, about just everything. You want, again, peace. Brown-haired woman. Stop, look, and listen. You're trying to take a good look at what needs to be addressed, what needs to change. Again, what do I want? What do I don't want? What am I not willing to settle for anymore? It's also like pay attention to the red flags if you're dealing with somebody from the past. Making sure you get nothing but the truth. Making sure there aren't any things hidden, any more lies, or people still, being the same old, because again, that's not somebody who's changed. And whenever the same things will creep up in the future, they'll behave the same way. So again, really trying to take a good look at everything and make the right choice. Making sure that we've learned the lesson, that they've learned the lesson, and that we don't repeat the lessons from the past and have it result in more loss and heartache. You know, we're trying to have the courage and the strength to persevere, to keep pushing forward, to be optimistic, you know, to do whatever we got to do in order to, again, work towards the Ten of Pentacles for ourselves. You know, but again, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes understanding, it takes compassion with ourselves, with others. And it takes courage, again, to find optimism and hope, to want to keep going. But again, for both of you, always remember that it all stems from self-love. All of it. This is the major lesson for everybody, because you lose sight of that through your childhood wounding, through life experiences, you know, the way you think about yourself. You know, if you're always in stinking thinking negatively, I'm not good enough, I'm not attractive enough, what's the point of even trying, I'll never have it, I always, you know, miss out, someone's life. It's always putting out the woest, staying in the woest. You know, it's about, again, having the inner strength and the courage to keep going, to not give up hope, to love yourself enough to not give up hope, to know that this is what you deserve, this is what you should have, and to keep going towards that. Keep going towards the sun. You know, going with the ebb and flow of life, not holding on to past pains, not keeping ourselves stuck, letting go of, you know, mastering oneself, gaining control over ourselves, over our emotions, of our thoughts. Anything that's it's hindering us or hurting other people. Again, it's all about these lessons that we're needing to incorporate into ourselves so that we can become better, so that we can have better. No one wants to be stuck. No one wants to be miserable. No one wants to be in pain. No one wants to keep doing self-sabotaging things. You know, it's about healing. Overall, it's always about healing. Now, what it is that you both need to do, we have self-respect. I honor and love myself through my helpful actions. I'm actually going to read from the book here. I talked about having self-love, but also it's about having self-respect, having integrity, doing the right thing by yourself and for others. We have enthusiasm. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I will follow. We have compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. I already kind of spoke on this. We have honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Again, being honest with ourselves, what it is that we want, what we don't want, what we'll settle for, what we won't settle for, accepting nothing but this from anybody who's been known to be deceptive in the past. If they cannot be honest, then they are not a wise investment. Anyone who continuously lies or lies to cover up their lies for whatever reason, their own ego, their own pride, trying to, you know, save face, whatever it is not going to help when future things come up. So again, honesty, honesty, honesty. There's no other way to rectify a situation than to cut the shit and stop being a liar. And that is not going to get you anywhere in life. But, you know, more pain, more karmic cycles. This is a big lesson, I think, more for the masculine, is to stop the lying. Stop leading a life of deception. Heal that part of you that makes you do that. Again, emotional manipulation, you know, control, hiding our shady shit, cheating, whatever it is. It's about learning to be an honest person and count one's blessings. Today I count my blessings, small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. Of course, every day is a gift. Every day is an opportunity to do right by ourselves and by others. This is the blessings that are, you know, given to us by the universe. Free will choice, opportunity. Every day you have an opportunity. And don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of hope. Try to remain hopeful. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. Now let me read these things that I wanted to read here. For the compassion, this card is an angel that comes to you to uplift the way you're seeing your current situation and the people in it, including yourself. As a sensitive person, you're affected by others' negativity, and this has recently darkened your emotions and thoughts. To bring more light into your world, see people's situations through the eyes of Mother Mary and the angels. Know that they and you are doing the best they can. Although we may all make mistakes, ultimately everyone wants the same thing: peace and love. This card calls for you to be the peacemaker in this situation and to make the first move towards a harmonious resolution. By sharing peace and love, you bring healing blessings to this situation and increase your own self-esteem. Again, if we learn to get out of our own way, if we learn to let go of our fears, that stems from those childhood wounds, fears of being rejected, fears of being alone, fears of abandonment, fears of love, genuine love, where we feel like, well, if we open our heart, we risk being hurt. It's showing you self-love, self-respect, building up your self-esteem again, because you feel worthy of it. Because you are worthy of it. And it's believing that you're worthy of it. That's what's going to make you go for it and not settle for less, not stay in karmic situations that are unfulfilling, not keep doing the same things knowing that it's going to end like shit or get you in the same situations. It's, again, loving yourself enough to do the work. Do the work. Honesty. You receive this card in answer to your question because Mother Mary sees a need for self-honesty if you are to proceed. What do you have to admit to yourself about your current situation? When you think about it, what feelings arise and why? It's important to take stock of your emotions and thoughts about anything that confuses or annoys you. Otherwise, you're reacting instead of taking charge. Although the ego is threatened by looking deeper, it's an essential component of healing this situation. My gosh, my throat's dry. This card guides you to take some time to evaluate and understand your feelings. Remember, you are entitled to them, and they are neither right or wrong. Very often, your feelings are the voices of angels delivering God's guidance to you. And that includes, intuition. And the self-respect one. Mother Mary deeply cares for you, your welfare, and your happiness. She asks you to respect yourself enough to take good care of yourself. Remember that you're God's child and creation. By respecting yourself, you are honoring God. The answer to your present question lies within another question. Which path would be most respectful of me and make me feel the best about myself? This again comes with the honesty. Do I stay in a relationship based on codependent needs where I'm not really in love with the person, but I don't want to be alone and I kind of need them to take care of me? Is that an honest relationship? Are you being honest with yourself and that person in regards to why you're in it, why you're staying in it? If you know that you love someone else, and you want to be with someone else, that's being honest with yourself, and you need to be honest with that person. Again, doing what is the right thing for you and for everyone involved. Self-respect increases when your actions are aligned with your true belief. This card asks you to stop doing anything that makes you feel ashamed or guilty, and to focus all your attention upon that which makes you proud to be you. It's not, you can't be proud of yourself if you lie all the time. You can't be proud of yourself if you're in a relationship not based on love, but based on, again, voids being filled and needs being met, especially if you're deceiving the other person, if you entered into it, again, with an agenda. But again, this might be the pattern of behavior, doing the same thing over and over because we haven't dealt with the root issue, which again stems from what did love look like to me as a child, and how did that play an effect on how I believe about what I believe about myself, my self-worth, and again, imitating what we see, finding ourselves in similar situations, or chasing the love of the parent that we felt we didn't get it from. Again, this is all stuff that we need to look at. And when you heal that, that should make you proud of yourself too. Because again, you need to be courageous enough to give yourself the love that you never received. Because in the end, you're all you got, in truth. And this is part of your journey. This is your life. It's why you're here, to heal these things, to transcend them. And we also have here, both in the challenge position, Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow, and the spirit whisperer, divine guidance and higher knowing. So again, this is what needs to be addressed to kind of help this situation. And these are challenges for you. Spirit whisperer warns that you're about to go astray and you need her guidance. Red flags are waving and you must pay attention, lest you find yourself cleaning up messes you didn't even know you've made. She challenges you to start again and trust your intuition. In time, you will be back on track. On this occasion, you can't possibly go wrong since you're that much more aware of the possible challenges you need to step away from. If this is about a relationship, you may be repeating something in your past that you don't need to relearn. Stay away, as this may end up a costly distraction. That said, lessons learned over and over make for great wisdom later. So I feel like, again, it's kind of a warning for people who are staying in situations that they know that they shouldn't be in because it's for the wrong reasons, and it's keeping them stuck, keeping them from growing, evolving, changing, keeping them, again, unhappy in dishonest associations. So it's time to change that cycle within ourselves, that karma. Also, anybody who's dealing with reconciling, again, make sure that you're not entering into a situation that's going to be a repeat. Learn the lesson, use your intuition. Again, if something feels off or someone isn't presenting themselves in a way that is completely honest, don't set yourself up, basically. And the Gaia's garden, Gaia, I said it wrong, Gaia. When Gaia appears as a challenger in her garden, she gently points out that you've forgotten to give back to the world, or perhaps you've become lazy, expecting fruit to fall from the tree while you rest below its leaves. Gardens require tending, water, and food for the soil. Everything you have within you is needed in the world, so don't underestimate the power of what you have to offer. Timely effort is called for when Gaia challenges you to help in her garden. So ask not what you will get, but what you can give. You'll be pleasantly surprised by this change of perception. Be careful not to procrastinate too much, or the window of your current opportunity might close. Yet, even if you do miss this one, as long as you're willing to help in the garden, you will most certainly see another. Now, I feel that this could pertain to, again, people that have, career things. Again, finding the confidence in yourself to pursue those things. Don't slack off. Need to put in effort. Again, Prince Charming isn't going to walk to your door. Opportunities aren't going to fall in your lap. You have to be a co-creator. You have to put in some effort, put yourself out there in order to, and put in again some effort so that you can see return on your investment. Um, stop procrastinating if you've again been putting things off. Um, and also, you know, if you've been the one who's been chased, you know, if you're wanting this relationship, then you're going to need to be the one to put in the effort. I don't think you're going to get this side to put in any more work and effort because they feel like they've done enough and they've kind of lost faith or lost interest or are is on to something else. So if you're wanting this, then you're needing to change this emperor way of being, thinking that, oh, they'll come to me, or I'll just, again, if you want it, you're going to have to go for it. You're going to have to put in the effort. You're going to have to change some things about your way you think, the way you approach things, your effort overall to show and prove. And you need to be doing that too, again, in your life, in your career, and whatever. Not just this relationship. Both people need to be doing that. It's not just about the woo-woo. It's not just about reconciling. It's not just about love. You're here for other reasons. There are other important things that you need to be doing, especially if you came here with a certain purpose, to do a certain thing, if you have a certain destined path. But again, your free will choice will either lead you to it or lead you away from it. It's all about checking oneself. What do I need to do? What needs to change? How can I manifest this 10 of Pentacles? How can I have things turn out in my favor? How can I have the sun? How can I have abundance? Show me the way. Help me to release what I need to release. Help me to go with the ebb and flow of life. Help me to gain self-love, self-respect, so that it, manifests outwardly as well. Help me to become an honest person. Help me to live from a place of integrity. Help me to continue to have hope and faith when all seems hopeless. Help me to have compassion and embody forgiveness for myself and for others. Help me to learn these lessons that I need to learn. Help me to have gratitude for the blessings that these lessons bring, even through the pain, even through the difficulty, because they help me to become the best version of myself. And help me to have more enthusiasm again, to keep going. Show me the way. This is kind of what it all boils down to. Now, the advice for the masculine is let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So this is also about reaching out, not being afraid to reach out, to ask for assistance, to be willing to give an olive branch, to extend oneself, to not fear opening up, giving and receiving with others. And again, you might need to ask for some assistance. Don't be so prideful that you don't do that, because again, you be in your own worst enemy. That ego will ruin you if you let it. And we have the honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This is about, like the Six of Swords, leaving the pains of the past behind, moving towards a promising future, moving towards peace and calm and love and hope and whatever it is that you're looking to pursue. Be willing to put in the effort to move towards that. This also can mean you might need to travel. Again, I don't know if I saw that somewhere. With the World card. Again, some of you might need to travel over the water to reunite with someone, to spend some time together, to try to heal the situation and leave the pains of the past behind. Maybe you need some help. Maybe you need to borrow some money for that plane ticket or whatever it is, to help bridge the gap of this separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon, like you don't want to be separated anymore. You know, you want to travel to see them. Let your friends help you. And this is also during this time of separation. Both people are going through their stuff. You know that the universe, the angels are helping you both during this time that you're apart. And this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. You know, the person that you're wanting to be with is most likely your one. But it's not going to go anywhere if you don't express how you feel. Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And when you don't give, they lose interest, they don't give, and things die. Again, nothing grows in a garden that isn't watered or tended to. I think that was in here as well, the Geyer's garden. You know, it's like you can't expect it. Just the weeds will overtake it. You know, anger and resentment will linger when you don't talk about the past, when people don't hold themselves accountable. Again, it leaves still regret. I mean, resentment, because that person doesn't showing that they don't give a damn, you know, and it leaves this person feeling regrets because they didn't show that they give a damn. You know, again, it's unless love is expressed, ain't nothing gonna happen. So you need to express yourself. And for the feminine, soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So again, I try to encourage you to, if possible, try to remember this aspect, even though you probably can't, you can't possibly see it at this point. Again, maybe it's become so dry, so barren, so overridden with weeds that you can't see the garden anymore that used to be there. You know, it's trying to find a way to find that passion again, even as far as, you know, your passion for life, even, you know, moving towards your soulmate, whether it's this person or the next one that's coming in, you know, being open to that. And then we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. This also means that, hey, maybe this time alone is getting you to get your stuff together. Maybe you're retreating a bit within yourself, trying to line up all your stuff. Or this could be, you know, again, emphasizing like with this people here, spending time together, trying to find that spark of passion again. Have those talks because, you know, this is your soulmate. This could be the one. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. You know, try to allow for that healing to take place. You know, to see if a new cycle can begin, if a new journey together can begin. But we got to let go of the fears. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. It could be, again, addicted to the fears, the worries, not wanting to be hurt again, you know, not wanting to deal with the pain again. So I think this is more to deal with fear, or, you know, if we're dealing with two people that weren't in a situation together, because usually codependency shows up on this side. You know, again, this could be codependent within our own self, as far as our stinking thinking, holding ourselves back in regards to, you know, going for the 10 of Pentacles. You know, again, feeling unworthy. So being addicted to, you know, that mindset, that thought, those thoughts that prevent us from going towards happiness, fulfillment, taking chances, taking risks, investing in ourselves and in our future. Again, it's all kinds of things can fall under this codependency thing. But I think for a lot of it, it's for the feminine to let go of her fear of not feeling worthy of this. Both people doing self-sabotatory things because it's part of their wounding, part of their lesson. And the advice for you both is to stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others or each other. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life. In your love life. You know, this again for both of you. And some of you might be destined to do something together. This is especially for twin flames or people that come here with similar divine missions, you know, soulmates or life partners. You know, they keep trying to reiterate this, find your niche. And perhaps it again it's you'll make a greater impact if you guys come together, not only for your karma, for, you know, your destiny, your whatever, especially if you're twin flames, to ascend together, all this stuff, but it's as far as what you came here to do. But regardless, even if it isn't something you're supposed to do together, they want you to both put some focus on this. And then we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Focus on this to help with this. Or if you guys get back together, this might be again part of your destined path. And then we have playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Again, try to have enthusiasm, trying to have hope, trying to show compassion, try to be playful, you know, flirt a little bit. Again, try to release this heavy energy, these pains from the past, letting go of our fears, you know, and try to do this very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. Again, no more procrastinating. No more putting things off, because again, windows of opportunities aren't always left open. And for some, it may have already closed. Okay? And they have here recovery. I'm going to read this as your advice. Again, it's all about healing. This is a period of recovery and healing for you. The challenging emotions that you've been dealing with will fade away with time. Although it may be difficult to see now, there is a joyful future awaiting you. But for now, take all the time you need to regain your strength. This card can also mean that your recovery is nearly finished or already complete. Send words of gratitude to heaven and begin planning for the next exciting phase of your life. That just shows here. Almost complete, the 10, releasing it, exciting new phase, allowing this thing to become upright, not being able to see clearly, but the sun is available to you. Should you follow your intuition? Should you release these pains? Should you be willing to go with the ebb and flow? Should you come out of your shell? Should you put in the work? Should you have hope? You know, the sun is available. And they say to express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And on that note, my lovelies, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. Leave comments. Shoot. I'll have to... Are we already? Oh, no. I'll have to put up the same, sorry, for the Saturday satsang. We'll try to do that again. I'll put up the topic, and if anybody finds something in there they might want to ask a question about, they can submit the question. I'll put up that video. So hopefully we can have the satsang, you know, next Saturday, because it's the second and fourth Saturday that we do it. So look for that. Look for some other new things that I'm going to be putting out this week as well. I'm going to do some law of attraction thing to kind of help you guys attract, you know, the 10 of Pentacles for yourselves, find out what might be blocking you, etc. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.